calling on Chief Theresa Spence to put herself and her family first now that the Harper government has agreed to move forward with a process that is centered on Aboriginal treaty rights. That was at the center of her protest, which is now in its 41st day. And Chief Spence is with us now. We've agreed to her request to be supported by two elders, Raymond Robinson, who is also fasting, and her colleague from Metatawabin, Metatawabin. You've had several chiefs, elders, many of your supporters discuss with you this weekend that idea that you have done what you wanted to do for your people. It's time to take care of your family now. You told me you have 5 daughters. Will you end your protest now so that you can take care of them?
Well, like I say, I go day by day, and I'm still waiting for that meeting to take place with the Governor General and the Prime Minister and the 2 levels of the government with our leaders. But this meeting is required, as it's really important for all the leaders of Canada to stick together, including the First Nations, because in our communities, there's crisis in our communities, which the government knows about it for so many years. For example, she was afraid to put recommendations since 2000. And the recommendations was about infrastructure, housing, clean water, better health, and better child welfare system. You know, like these immediate needs is required to work on immediately. Now, then our crisis is going to get worse in our community. Like, we're living in a third world conditions where the people don't see it. Like, Canadian citizens don't see it, but we are living in it. And we're living in Canada, and this is happening.
Yeah, I don't think many people would argue with that point, that there are, especially in remote communities, that the situation for some people is very desperate. When you say you're taking it day by day, does that mean when the Prime Minister agrees to the meeting with Sean Accio that you will return to your family at that point?
No, when you say national chief, it has to be all leaders, not just the national chief. I keep saying that.
Several other chiefs who are going to be
all the chiefs that like. So it's important for the leaders to be there. Like if you have to sit in the audience, but you need to sit there and support the national chief and their regional chief or tribal chief.
But why, as a mother, I don't know of any parent that would voluntarily deny themselves the care of a mother for any cause, no matter how just.
Well, if you experience what we live, you know, as a person, as a woman and as a mother, you would do anything to protect and make your children, other people's children, your people in a better living condition. You would, because the pain is too much now.
They expressed to you, Mom, you've made some progress here.
I had a talk with my girls. I told them what part of life journey takes us, and that means losing a loved one. And then I explained there are times like, if this is my journey, then I will complete this journey, but they're not going to be alone. I'll be there with them in spirit, and my partner's going to look after them and their sisters and their families, so we'll be there with them. And they're never alone. The Creator's with them every day.
And if one of them said to you, Mom, stop it, would you?
Like I said, I would have to explain to her again why I'm doing this, because it is their future and your children's future too. It's about Canadians and First Nations.
I want to talk to you about the role of the Governor General, because one of the things that you have been saying from the beginning is that he has to be in the room when the chiefs or the chief meet with the Prime Minister. He's largely a ceremonial figure now in Canada. He has no real authority to change the lives and improve the lives of your people. The Prime Minister does. So why is it so important that a figurehead be part of the meeting?
Well, we feel his role in different ways. Because when this treaty was signed, it was with the Crown, and the Crown was the Governor General to protect us and honor the treaty.
But they were negotiated with bureaucrats and politicians.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's important for all the Crown, the treaty partners to be in that meeting. That includes the Crown. So if he's representing the Crown, he should be there. He has that role, and the Crown promised us that she will protect our rights. If there is any violation of this treaty rights, there will be consequences. But now, all these years, the government is being violating the treaty rights, and the relationship is being destroyed as we speak.
The Prime Minister, though, has agreed with Chief Accio and some of the other chiefs to move forward on exactly that basis. That from this point forward, the big discussion at the highest political office in the land is going to be about treaty rights and about dealing with your people as nations.
Your own advocacy group, and then the leader represents treaty and non-Aboriginal treaty rights. So that's why we're trying to have this meeting to work together in harmony with each nation and nation to rebuild that nation. So the Governor General has to be there, along with the Prime Minister, to meet with representatives, First Nations leadership, or representatives from each treaty organization.
I'm so confused though, because if the meaning of the protest was to get that process underway, that process seems to be underway. Not fully underway, I grant you that. But if that process is underway, then what is the meaning of the protest now?
Well, you know, the mistake we made that meeting on January 11th is it was called a working group. We didn't ask for a working group meeting. We asked for nation to nation. Like, why is the Prime Minister and the Governor General afraid to meet with us? Like, we have every right to call this meeting because there's so much damage in that treaty and the relationship. You know, they're getting away, and what does it take for them to come and meet with us? Do we have to take them to court to ask for a meeting? Like, we're trying to give them an opportunity to correct the mistakes we've been doing to our First Nations.
Are you familiar with the declarations of the Declaration of Indigenous Peoples?
In the United Nations.
Yeah. Those are not being honored by Canada, and if I may, those declarations are guided by affirmations, concerns, recognitions, convictions, as well as reaffirming our rightful place here in Canada that respects our treaty and non-treaty rights without discrimination and ensure justice and fairness. Article Section 2 states, shall provide for effective mechanisms for prevention of and redress, for talks about cultural values and ethnic identities. Any action which has the aim or effect of disposing them of their lands, territories, and resources. And further, Article 32, Section 2 states, states shall consult and cooperate in good faith with the Indigenous peoples concerned through their own representative institutions in order to obtain their free and informed consent prior to their approval of any project affecting their lands or territories and other resources, particularly in connection with the development, utilization, or exploitation of mineral, water, or other resources. And there are 46 articles altogether.
So do you agree that a first step has been taken toward redressing some of the problems that have been plaguing treaties?
No, I don't feel that way, because it was only a group of chiefs and national chief. Like he explained to you what's the role of the national chief. But no, it's really critical for the start of this meeting, because the way the government is viewing our chiefs, like he doesn't view them with respect and honor. You see them as a puppet. You know, like, you know, even our own people are losing faith in the leadership. And it's not the leadership's fault, it's the government, the way he treats them. And maybe he's been a chief in the political for so many years, maybe he could explain some of the experience he had with the government.
Well, so one thing the Canadian government, the Canadians in general cannot seem to conceive is that when treaties were signed, it was on a nation-to-nation basis. One government to the other government, one country to the other country. That's how these treaties came about, on a nation-to-nation basis. Royal Proclamation of 1763 states clearly that we are a sovereign nation. King George recognized everything.
Isn't there recognition of that now? Isn't the Prime Minister saying, I get it, I will move from this point forward on a nation-to-nation basis?
If he gets it, why is it the bill